Hi. Show of hands. Are there any moms out there? Are there any moms out there with daughters? Or maybe your kids are tweens and you're feeling every year that they're just getting further and further away from you, and you are grasping desperately to find a way to stay connected to them. Hi, I'm Margarita, and I want to say I understand. I'm also a mom of two who are tweens, and every year I talk to people about my children and what age they are. They always say to me, you wait till they get older, And I was just refused to take that as end all for everybody. I refused to accept that. So I took it upon myself to lean in to ways that I could be in showing up for my children that would make them choose me as their first resource when they are in need of help. Is that the relationship you have with your children? Is that the relationship you want to have with your children? Is that even a relationship that you have with yourself? I realized during this process that the one person that I was meant to pour love and care and attention to, the number one person was me. And when I started doing that, my ways of being changed, because now I was full. I was filling myself up with self-worth and validating my value, not based off of somebody else's opinion or judgment or criticism of me, or based off of somebody else's approval of me. I started to accept and love myself for all my imperfections, because my pain, my story, my trauma, that's my power. And that now has become my purpose. My purpose is to come share with you all these techniques that I have implemented in my life, where I have grown strong relationships with myself, with my husband, with my children. And it's all happened within a year. But it took me a long road to get here. A lot of failed attempts, a lot of being in all kinds of training healing rooms, wondering why I'm still broken, wondering why I can't get out of my own way. So if you want to be in a place where you feel fulfilled, joy, happy, peace, contentment, compassion, like an abundance of joy and prosperity, this is your year. This is your time. Are you going to wait by the sidelines? I heard a quote, and I forget who's the one that quoted this, but it goes, I think I heard Tony saying it, Robbins, but I don't know if it's his quote or not, but he said, people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but underestimate what they can accomplish in 10. And it all takes the small steps. But first you need to ground yourself in your vision. Do you have a vision of how you want your life to unfold? Like when you have a vision, everything that you do and say and be and say yes to or no to is aligned with that vision, because you're bringing that vision into the present moment. And there's power to that. So there's 4 things that helped me. Is 1, pour into my self-worth and my value. 2, having grace with myself when I am not showing up in my best. But I don't stay there long. I shift myself. I do many things to shift me. I do energy work. I do meditation. I take a break. And the other thing is being authentically you. Speaking your truth, but from a place of love and compassion, not conflict or battle or anger or resentment. And the other thing was to self-care, loving myself. If I wanted to take a 30-minute nap, I take a 30-minute nap. If I need to go on a walk because my family is agitating me, activating me, or being in a space that I find myself losing my personal power, I go for a walk. I take time out. But I express it. I say, you know what, guys? I really need to go for a walk because I'm finding myself not staying in my personal power. However that looks, however that says to you, right? I don't say it like that, but that's the message that I relay. And there's power in being authentic. And I think society has made us feel like we can't. You can't speak your truth, especially if it hurts somebody else. I think there's a book author out there called like The Coddled America or something, where I feel society is getting so coddled and we're all so afraid to be told the truth about how we're showing up. To be honest with you, it wasn't until people told me with loving, understanding, and neutral feedback were telling me how I was showing up in the world. And it wasn't until that happened that I even knew that I was showing up in this way that was not aligning with how I want to show up. And so when I became responsible for how I'm showing up, my whole experience of how people show up for me has changed and shifted. But I shifted first. Do you want to hold on to that victim story, that trauma story, which I know we all have it. We all have a story. We all have, unfortunately, have endured some type of trauma in our lives, one way or another. And the question really comes down to, are you going to continue to allow that story to victimize you, to hold you small, to make you wrong, make you bad, not good enough? Or are you going to accept it, have grace, learn, find the lessons in there, and then take back your power and be the victor of your story? Be the one that inspires others to shift their mindset around their trauma or their story, because it's what gives you power now. It's the message that you're delivering to the world. It's how you're inspiring and impacting the world to shift. Shift the paradigm. We're all struggling. We all feel alone. And we're all carrying around our fears, wanting to be heard and seen. Wanting to be heard and seen. I know you want to be heard and seen. And you get to, and you matter. Because if I matter, you matter. If your children matters, you matter. If your mom, dad, whoever, if they matter, you matter. You matter to them. So I ask you and I invite you to look inside and really see what the vision is that you have for your life. Do you want to keep suffering and pain and staying in your comfort? Because is that really comfortable? Sitting in that story, is it really comfortable? But we've become accustomed and comfortable in that because we at least know what it's like. We don't know what the other side looks like. And I'm here to tell you, friends, I experienced 8 days of bliss in a row. The day that I shifted I had an identity shift. I lived 8 days of bliss, and I want you to have that. I want you to experience that. I had such an expansion of love, joy, compassion for everything and everyone. And myself, it was amazing. And you get to experience that. So if you want the life that you've always dreamed, and you're ready to take action, and you're tired of waiting for someday, Monday, Tuesday, one day is today. Take action now. Somewhere here is a link for you to